Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of The Grave, the podcast where I talk to friends, family, and even strangers about their paranormal experiences. It is season 4. Halloween just happened, and most folks would say spooky season is over. But that's not true. For a lot of us, spooky season is a year-round affair, and that's why I saved this podcast until after October. I love being able to keep the creepy stuff going even after most people have turned to Thanksgiving and Christmas. If you listen to the teaser for this season, then you will know that I've got some very interesting tales lined up for you. Per usual, we will be discussing the paranormal, but we're also digging deeper into spirituality and even have a story about Bigfoot. So lots to look forward to, but for the first episode of season 4, my guest is Stephanie, or Life Coach Stephanie as she's known on social media. She is a life and relationship coach who also has a penchant for horror. So definitely check her out on the socials if you're looking for some life advice or just want to talk about horror. Stephanie's episode will be broken up into 2 parts. In the first half, we will discuss her earliest experiences with the paranormal and chat about shadow figures and Ouija boards. And in part 2, we continue with more of the same and also talk about the famed paranormal investigators and inspiration for the Conjuring universe, Ed and Lorraine Warren. The latter Stephanie actually had the chance to meet in person. So definitely some very cool topics in my opinion, but without further ado, let's get into part 1 of Stephanie's stories.
So I should start?
Get right into it, girl.
All right. So basically, the first haunted experience that I ever had was when I was 15 years old. And at the time, I was being homeschooled for high school because I grew up in Bridgeport, so you know what that means. Not the safest place.
Nope.
And yet, at home, I didn't realize, but my house was haunted as beep. It was so haunted. Every single day there would be experiences. But the first one that I remember knowing that, okay, ghosts exist, was when I was 15 years old. It was about 10:30 in the morning, and I was just sitting on the couch, taking a break from my schoolwork, watching Jerry Springer, Maury, or something like that.
As you do.
Yeah, exactly. And, I'm sitting, it's daytime, broad daylight, and the blinds are shut, but you could see the light coming through. And all of a sudden, I see these 2 shadow figures walk right in front of me, right in the middle of the living room, right in front of a window. And I'm like, that's not how shadows work. And at first, I thought there was people on the front porch or something. And I was freaking out. Like I remember my heart started pounding. And I was like, what am I seeing right now? And then one was taller, like an adult, and it was walking. And then the other one was kind of skipping ahead, and it was smaller. So it looked like an adult and a child, like a little boy. They walked halfway into the living room, just out of nowhere, just walking right through like the bookshelf. And then they stop in the middle of the room, crouch down, and walk into a doorway that I can't see. And the doorway is maybe 3 feet high, something like that. And I can't see the doorway. But after that point, they disappear. So I know it's a doorway. And I'm like, is this another dimension? Like, this is later, I'm thinking all this. But at the time, I'm like, what did I just see? So I'm dating myself here, but then I go on my computer, which takes 10 years to even start up in the first place. My
Dial-up
box computer.
situation.
Yeah, dial up, a box computer. And I'm like, okay, I got to ask Jeeves, what did I just see? So I
The old Ask
describe.
Jeeves.
I asked, there was no Google, there was nothing back then. So I'm like, okay, describing what I saw later, because I'm not understanding. And it talks about shadow people. And then I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy. Like, my parents told me ghosts don't exist. And I went right up to my parents. I'm like, you told me ghosts don't exist. So what did I just see?
Right.
And my little brother saw the same thing that I did first. And I didn't believe him because, he lies all the time. He's got a big imagination. He'll make up stories. So I just wasn't really thinking much of it. I was like, it probably was a shadow because it was the time of day in a dark room. There probably would be a shadow. But he described something in my bedroom, walking into my closet, crouching down, and walking into like my closed closet door and disappearing. And
Like
this was
it
about
walked
2
through the
weeks.
door?
Yeah, it crouched down and walked into it,
Huh.
like through just a closed door in my bedroom. And then he comes down and he's like, I thought you were up in your room. I'm like, no, I'm down here. He's like, and I could see in his face, he really saw something.
Just true confusion.
Yes, he was so, and he was like 7, I think, at the time too. And
Mm.
he was just like, what the heck? Like, I thought you were up there. And I'm like, no, I'm down here. And I was like, I don't know, probably was a shadow or something. He's like, I don't know. It just looked really like real. I'm like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just didn't know what to say. And then I saw the same thing and I talked to him. And my brother and I had experiences together too, because both of us, I guess, are pretty sensitive to that stuff.
Mm.
But this specific house, I'm talking like every single day. I had a touch lamp, and the touch lamp would just turn on by itself, setting 1, 2, 3, whatever the case, by itself almost daily.
Huh.
I had an overhead light in my bedroom, and it was about 3 in the morning. My cat is meowing at the door, the door's closed. I didn't feel like getting up. I'm just like, oh, I'm lazy, whatever. And then the light turns on by itself, and the switch was turned on too.
Like you
So it
heard the
went
like the
from,
flick of the switch.
I didn't hear it, but I saw the switch was up now, and it was down before.
Right.
It was off. So the light went on and the switch was on too. So it actually physically touched the switch. And this is again the same house.
Mm.
And I think it was the next year when I was 16.
So just to backtrack a little bit, like you said, things
Yeah.
happen daily. Um,
Yes.
and you were 15 when you saw when you first saw these shadow figures. What was happening
Yeah.
prior to? Like, was it just like weird, like doors closing or weird sounds, or like what was the kind of hint that something paranormal was happening in the house
Nothing. I don't really remember anything before that. And I
before that?
lived there since I was 11. Yeah. So we moved when I was 11. And I'm pretty sure stuff was happening. But when I'm thinking back to my memories, that was the day that I knew the house was haunted. Because everything else, I might not have really thought twice about it.
Mm.
But that was the day that I was like, okay, ghosts exist. They are in this house. I'm living with ghosts. And that's when I wanted to start communicating with them.
Oh, see, that's the
Oops,
problem right there. Was there a Ouija board
oops.
that came out? Did you do a Ouija board?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's get into it then. Let's, let's
Oh, so this
dive
is
right
where
in.
it all really, this is where it
That's
all
always
really started.
like the point where like things take a
Oh,
turn is when you pull out the Ouija board and then
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, because like no one in my family, everyone was like very naive in my family. I feel like my mom was like, oh, well, I don't really want you to have a Ouija board, but sure, let's go to KB Toys and get you one for 17.99.
Yeah.
17.99, you could talk to demons? Like,
Sale. Yeah, let's go.
yeah, what a deal. You can literally bring a Ouija board into someone's house and get their house haunted. Just go to an enemy's house and be like, hey, let's play with this Ouija board.
Yeah,
It'll be fun. And like, ha 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 ha. Because that
happens.
happened to me
Yeah.
once by accident.
Oh God.
But that's the last story. It wasn't an enemy, but it was like an accident. Someone got my house haunted big time. Okay, so Ouija board time. So
Yeah.
now, the day I bring home the Ouija board, this is where it all really just comes to life. I take it out of the box, I take the planchette, put it on top of the Ouija board on my bed. Before I could even walk away, the planchette flies off the board by itself. This house is so haunted. This is in Bridgeport, Connecticut, right on Norland Avenue, on the
Mm.
north end of Bridge. Like every house there is pretty haunted. Like everyone had stories about things in their house too.
I
I don't
wonder
know.
why. Like I mean I know
It's
like
old,
is it though? Like yeah, I guess I just
1929.
okay, yeah, I was gonna say I guess I didn't know like how old it was. Or like I don't really know the history of Bridgeport. Growing up in Connecticut, like I know like
Yeah,
like the more like I guess
that's
Eastern.
fancy towns.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Not
grew
trying
up
to
in the
sound
hood, so
not trying to sound snobby, but
the real Connecticut you lived in. I'm like, how is this Connecticut? Everyone's like, oh, you grew up rich. I'm like, I don't think so. I grew
yeah,
up fighting people.
and ghosts. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The ghosts were less scary somehow. But yeah, so
Okay, so
then
yeah, Ouija board.
every day, like with this Ouija board, I would start using it and it would just like go in zigzags. And everything that I know about Ouija boards now, everything I know about the paranormal now, looking back was a red flag. Everything that happened with that Ouija board was a red flag. It was saying like za za.
Oh, hold on. Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
scary.
yeah, I know.
Well, two things. So my first question was gonna be, were you using it alone? And my second
Yes.
question, after you said Zaza, could it have been Zozo? Because Zozo is like like an actual like demon situation that happens a lot, like frequently with Ouija boards.
Could have been. Yeah, I mean, because it was either like Zaza or Zozo, and it was just like, and it would spin in circles a lot, and it would
Huh.
always try to come off the board.
And you were using it
And
alone
it would,
though?
I would use it alone, and I would use it with the neighborhood kids.
Just to
So
freak them
we would
out?
just go to the schoolyard. We would be in the schoolyard across the street at the Sheridan School, just using the Ouija board, and business people are coming out, just like, "Oh, what you doing?" And one time, me and my little friend Megan, I think she was like 10 or something at the time, or 9, I don't even know. She was precocious for her age. And we're playing with the Ouija board. And then we're like, what's that guy's name over there? And it said Costa. And we're like, what's your name? And he's like, Costa. And we're like, oh,
Oh shit.
he was like Greek or something because we never heard that name, but it said his name. It said Costa was his name.
That's wild. And he was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, that's my name.
Yeah. He was like, Costa. I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, that's your name. The Ouija board says, and then we were overthinking it after that. It's like, oh, ask it another question. And then we're like trying to force it
Yeah.
because it's natural sometimes. But but yeah, this house I lived in for, I think it was like 8 years. I lived there until I was 18. And again, just stuff happening all the time. I had crayon pencils on my table. I was cleaning my room or something. All of them went flying off the table. So it could do manual stuff. But then one of the scariest things that ever happened to me, this is why I should have picked Session 9 as my favorite movie, not Fright Night, because the first time I saw Session 9, I had this, again, a box television set. My family didn't give me anything good, but I had a
I,
TV.
to be fair, I too had a box television. So it was,
It worked. I had a
yeah,
VCR. It worked.
yeah.
So, I was watching Session 9 on VHS, and
Classic.
the movie ends. I know. Oh my God. I don't know what year this was, but I think I was like 17 or something like that. I was old enough to watch an R-rated movie at this point. So I'm watching the movie and it's over. And again, I don't feel like getting out of bed. Every time I don't feel like getting out of bed, the ghost does something to get my lazy ass up.
Mm.
So it
It's a
stops
motivating
the
factor.
movie. It's very motivating. I'm like, okay, ghost, I get it. I'll get up. I'll get up. I'll get
Yeah,
up. You turn on the light. I have to get up now. I have to let the cat in.
yeah.
So the movie stops, but it pressed stop and then it rewound and then it ejected the VHS and then it turned the power off the VCR.
So it's almost like something was actually hitting the buttons.
Yes. And
Just
this was
like,
after a scary movie.
yeah. Well, it's very, I mean, it's very poltergeisty in that way.
Mhm. I know,
That's
but
interesting.
it was able to, and then they would start showing themselves to me. So the touch lamp I was talking about, I had shifted my room around a little and the touch lamp was next to my bed now and the bed was facing the TV. So when the touch lamp is on and the regular light is off, for some reason the light was projecting into the screen of the TV and I could see figures kind of standing and shifting by my bed. Like 5 different figures were standing near my bed, just standing and shifting. Like
In
I
the,
could see them in the TV
oh,
when it's off.
but you couldn't see them in.
No,
That's terrifying.
I know.
Reflections are so scary, and like to me,
Every
like
night.
the one horror trope that I never get tired of is like someone turns the TV off and there's something standing in the reflection, but they turn around and there's something there. Like that is
Yes,
utterly terrifying to me.
I know. And it wasn't shadow people. You could tell they were ghosts because there was like a woman and the way that they were like shifting, it reminded me of Paranormal Activity. When she's like standing by the bed and kind of move,
Oh
it was
yeah,
like that kind of a thing, or like Blair Witch Project. But again, like I was younger, so I didn't have all this stuff in my head. I didn't know anything about the paranormal. I didn't know anything about ghosts and I didn't see that many scary movies like that. So all the things that they show in these movies, that's why I couldn't even watch Paranormal Activity when it first came to theaters. I was going through that in the final house that was haunted that I was in. The final house, meaning there's many.
it was happening in real time.
Yes, it was so. And then, okay, so then I moved to Trumbull.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Just one clarifying thing
Okay,
with the ghosts and the bed. Like, did
in the TV.
these weren't shadow figures? They were like
No,
actual like people. Like,
apparitions. Yeah,
but you could
like a
like, did
woman.
they had like facial
Yeah,
features and everything?
yeah.
Oh,
There was a woman, and then there was like other ones that were a little more blurry and stuff, but there was like a woman standing by my bed, and then there was like at least maybe three others just standing in my room, and I would see them all the time, and they would just be like standing there, but I could only see them in the TV, in the reflection when it
Oh,
was off
really? So
though.
you never saw
Yeah.
that you like they weren't just standing in your room, like it was only in a reflection of the Oh, wow.
Yes, they were in
Huh.
there, but I couldn't see them in real life. I could only see them in the reflection for some reason. And that was definitely creepy. And like, I didn't try to talk to them or anything. I was just like,
No,
"Ooh."
that's wild.
It was, yeah. I mean, I tried to write that people that live at the house now because I really want to know. Like, I don't
Are
know the
you
history of this house at all. I don't know anything about the history. I know it's 1929, it's an old Victorian, and it's definitely a haunted house. Like, I don't know how they would unhaunt a house like that. It's very active, and it's not just one thing. There's portals upstairs, there's portals downstairs, which I'm trying to think of like where, because my room and the living room are right above each other, so that makes sense. If there's one portal by my closet, there would be one right below by the bookshelf. So yeah,
are you
upstairs
saying
and downstairs.
in connection with the shadow people who are walking
Yeah, the
through
shadow
doors?
people. Yeah.
Okay.
So that means things were coming through even before I had a Ouija board.
Yeah.
They were coming through. So that just made it even more so that they were able to like come through, and all kinds of stuff was coming through.
I wonder if it's one of those houses where like you rip up the carpet and there's like occult like
Yeah.
symbols and shit. Like,
Oh my God, I don't even know. It's so weird, but like, yeah, it's the craziest thing. That house, it was just every single day there'd be something, to the point that it was just normal for me.
well, I mean, but to that point, you said you moved to Trumbull. You said,
Crumble, yep. Avalon
and
Gates.
okay, carry on.
And these are newer places, but again, now I'm bringing the Ouija board. So these places that might not be haunted already,
Right,
now I'm bringing the Ouija board.
kind of
And
an
now,
attachment type of situation.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was
Okay.
definitely something attached to the Ouija board now. So now the Ouija board is getting other places haunted as I go. Oh Lord.
It's a
So
classic case right there.
it's like it's my fault that they have to come and like bless everywhere after I move out.
You should get it blessed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I just moved out of here, so you should probably bless that.
Yeah.
You've been blessed.
Yeah. Bless it all. Get it.
Bless it all. Yeah, bless your heart. So the stuff that happened in Trumbull, again, newer place, but my mom actually saw a little boy run by down the hallway, and she thought it was my little brother or something like that, or me, and everyone was gone. But she's not someone who's really into horror and stuff like that,
Right.
and she still believes in ghosts. Like when I told her stuff was going on, she did believe me, and she's like, well, maybe if you didn't have that Ouija board. I was like, I know
But
now.
yeah,
Hindsight's 2020. Mom, you
wasn't it
bought
like
it for
you
me.
bought me that Ouija board.
She probably didn't think anything was gonna happen. It
Joke's
was
on
like,
you, mom. Yeah.
yeah, it's like, you did see The Exorcist, right? I didn't yet. So one thing that happened is she saw a little boy run by, and it went to my room, and it was just gone. There was no one there, and there's no way to get out of the apartment from there because the windows don't open on the ground level. They're just closed, and then there's just a room, a walk-in closet. The only way out is the front door, which was still bolted shut. So again, she just saw that run by. And
Hmm.
then when I was in my room doing karaoke by myself, because that's what I did when I was 19,
We
had a
all did
lonely
that.
phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, just at home karaoke by myself with my
Sure.
little CD thing. It was fun.
Got to pass the time.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great. I was an innocent child. So then the Ouija board again flies out from, I had like a walk-in closet, and it was on the top shelf. It flies out, hits the wall, falls on the ground, and then the planchette does the same thing, lands right on top. So I'm like, okay, what's up? Because I'm like,
Just
you obviously want to talk.
what one cue on that?
Yeah.
How far was the closet from your wall? Like, was it like a 10 foot like shot or
No, it was maybe like 5 feet, 6 feet,
okay?
probably 5 feet.
But like clearly far enough where like something had to have like
Yeah, thrown it.
project.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't just
Because
like fall out.
no, because things could fall like straight down, but this actually went from one side and hit the wall and then flew down like it was thrown. And then
Hmm.
the planchette did the same thing after the fact.
Which is also strange. Yeah, you think it all happened at once, but they was like, you know what, we're not done here.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was crazy. And then so I'm like, okay, pause. There's obviously something going on that you want to tell me about. So then I'm like, what is it? because at this point I'm just like talking to a friend, like, oh, what's up? Long
Yeah.
time no see. And then it says happy birthday. And I was like, okay, who's this? And it said Joseph. So this was August 8th, which is my mom's birthday.
Mm.
Joseph was her father who had died the year prior,
Oh
right
wow.
before her birthday. Yeah, her father had just died, my grandfather, and it said happy birthday. So, and he's like a Navy, Army, one of these guys, very just like aggressive type. So he would probably throw it on the Ouija board and say happy birthday to your mom for me. But he
Say
had
it.
died the year before. He died in the spring, so he didn't get to say happy birthday to her before her last birthday. So this time, maybe he had made it wherever he made it where he could communicate now,
Hmm.
because I think he died in May or something and she's born in August. So I don't know how long it takes the soul to be able to start communicating from the afterlife or whatever. But
Yeah.
for some reason, and then I told my mom, I'm like, how do I tell her this without her like getting upset? Because I didn't want to make her cry or anything. But I told her and she just was like, hmm. Like she looked like shaken by it completely, but she didn't say anything.
So,
She's very quiet.
so just playing devil's advocate for
Yeah.
skeptics who will likely be listening,
Yeah.
because you were doing the Ouija board by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What like how did you know that it wasn't you even subconsciously moving it to say like Joseph? Because I mean, I assume you knew
Yeah.
his name. So like,
Yeah.
did it feel like it was like leading you on, or like what was that process
I
like?
wasn't I wasn't really even thinking about it or thinking about anything. And, I wasn't super close with my grandfather or anything anyway, as much as like my grandma's. So I was just kind of as surprised as my mom was when she heard. But you could always feel because I put my fingers really lightly on it. And at this point, I've been using the Ouija board for, I think it was like 3 years.
Hmm.
So you just you go light, but you can feel it kind of tug. And sometimes it sticks to the board too. And it's like, and then it goes. So some people don't know how to use it. Some people do know how to use it. It took me a while to practice, but I had been used to just using it by myself for the most part. Whenever I used it with someone else, I always felt like maybe they were trying to mess with it, but I just
Yeah.
trusted my intuition enough and I didn't want to fake it. I really wanted it to work. So
Hmm.
whenever I used it, I just used it because it was moving. And sometimes it didn't,
Right.
not always, but a lot of the time it would move. And when it had a purpose, there was no mistaking. It would it almost like moved away from my hand, and it moved by itself a lot too. So that in
Right.
itself, it moved by itself all the time. So,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't even need to be there for it to start moving.
And you weren't scared to use like because I've only used a Ouija board twice in my life. One time
Oh wow.
my friend faked what was happening and he was like leading it on, so
Yeah.
it really pissed all of us off. We had like four of us around and it pissed all of us off afterwards. We were like, holy shit! Like he led us through this whole story. We were connected with this like soldier from like Rome. And like he
Yeah.
died by the sword, and we were like, "Holy shit!" And he was like, "You
Yeah.
guys are crazy!" Like he was, like just like fucking with us. But
Yeah.
another time, like it kind of worked, but I've often heard that like if you use a Ouija board by yourself, you're much more susceptible to being influenced by like darker forces. So I'm just not
Probably.
just like as an aside, is that something like you were ever concerned about or like thought about when you were doing it?
No, I was just really naive back then when I was using it. I bought it and I was just curious. Like once I started seeing the paranormal stuff, and I was always interested in like horror movies and ghost stories and spooky stuff anyway, but I just didn't know a lot about it. So this was like a way for me to almost research on my own
Mm,
firsthand. I'm like, wow, there's actual ghosts in this house. Now I can actually learn about that. Maybe I'll be a ghost hunter one day, you know?
yeah.
That was like the dream.
Still is.
And this
Don't
is
let it
before
die.
all that. I know. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
That'd be so much fun. I went in that insane asylum too. I found the underground tunnels for Fairfield Hills.
Oh shit! Really?
In, yeah, in Newtown. It was an accident though. Like I got lost in the underground tunnels because I was going again. I do the craziest stuff. I
Were you by
don't know why I
yourself?
said yeah.
Girl, come on
Well,
now.
not. I wasn't technically by myself, but I went in there by myself because my ex, he didn't want to go in through the same window that I went in. I'm like, you're the same height as me. Come on, let's go. So I went in through the window and I was trying to look for a way in to let him in so we could both explore a little bit. And this was in the big main building. I forget what that one's called. So I'm looking around and I go downstairs and then I go down more stairs and then I end up in the tunnels, which are completely flooded, and I have no service. I'm seeing like an incoming call, but I'm answering and there's nothing on the other line. I should have recorded or something, but I just used the flashlight for the phone and I was running and running and running through these flooded tunnels. There's all this spray paint and graffiti down there
Mm.
and there's all these different rooms, but I'm just trying to like find my way, like when is it going to end? And finally I come up the stairs and I'm walking around and I'm like, this is weird. This looks different. It's like a recreation hall or something. And then I look out the window and the building I came in is like a quarter mile away. It took me to another building and I couldn't get out of the building because it was all boarded up. I couldn't get out.
Just trapped.
I'm like, I'm like on the window, help me. And I'm like
Sounds
so
it
pale as
sounds
it
very
is.
Grave Encounters-esque.
Everything I do is like a horror movie, but it was like an adrenaline rush. But I found my way back into the tunnels and then found my way back into, I'm like, okay, there's the kitchen. That's where I came in from the other building, found my way out. And I'm like, Dawn, where are you? I was like, oh my God, I got
Todd.
lost. Dawn, Adrian. It was so crazy. Yeah, that was the one thing that felt like I was in a horror movie. It was exhilarating.
Did you experience anything in there apart from getting lost?
No, I mean, that was the only building because I've been in multiple buildings and I even climbed up to the very top peak where it has that like bell or overlook, and I even climbed up there and sat on the roof. But I've never felt anything except in that one building, and it turns out that's the building they did all the experiments in on the patients.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that was the only one I had feelings in. Like it felt darker. It felt like there was something there, but I never saw anything or heard anything there. But it was just creepy in general.
Excuse me. That
Hmm.
is. Hold on, wait a sec.
Oh God,
Oh,
you're dying.
no, it's like I sucked in like a feather or something.
Oh gosh, where are the
Oh,
feathers coming from?
yeah.
Did you like beat up a chicken before you like came on?
There's nothing here. There's nothing here. There's no
Oh, okay.
chickens. All right, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I think we're good.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's like took my breath away. Okay, so to get back on
Yes,
track, sorry about that.
it's okay.
um,
Happens to the best of us.
I don't really know what that was, but again, I feel like the more I do these conversations with people, I feel like things somehow happen to me. And I will say,
Yeah.
like, I posted a trailer for that Traumatica film that I just
Hmm.
did a review about.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if you listened to the trailer, but underneath the trailer, there's like this whispering voice
Oh.
that is not in the trailer. And
What?
girl, it flipped me out. Like I literally went on YouTube and I looked up every Traumatica trailer and I was like, it's got to be in one of these. I know which one I downloaded, but
Yeah.
I was like, it's got to be in one. It's not in any of them, and it's just like
Oh
this
my
really
God.
weird, like whispering, very creepy voice. And it carries on after the trailer ends because I have like a like and follow for more, and
Yeah.
it it actually says like a word there. I don't really know what it is,
Oh
but
wow.
like there's like I can't explain it, and like people who commented like, oh, I can't wait to see this. I was like, but do you hear the fucking whispering?
Oh
And
my
everyone's
God.
like, oh, we do, but like
I was in
must,
Home Depot, so I didn't get to like hear it like on a loud volume. I'm gonna have to listen again after this because that sounds so creepy.
yeah, they must have thought I was fucking with them, but I did nothing. There's no effect
Yeah.
on it. It's just like that's what it is. Um,
Oh wow.
and I mean
That's
the film
creepy.
it was creepy. It blew my mind, but I was like things just happen like that every now and then for me, and I feel like it's just because I'm so in with all the horror shit now that it's just like
Yeah.
part of my life. But
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah, that was like a
That
wild
was.
thing. I was like, oh, yeah, you should definitely check it out. It's the trailer one, not the review, but the trailer
Okay.
that I posted. Um,
Wow.
okay, let's get back to Trumbull though. Is there anything more
There's Yes.
I'm so
So
there certainly is. Of course there is.
there's two more major stories because there's like a lot of little stuff, but there's two more major stories, one in Trumbull and then one in the next move.
Perfect. And that is going to do it for part 1 of Stephanie's Tales. And I learned something new about Bridgeport. I hope you did too. Maybe not about Bridgeport, but hopefully something else that's worthwhile. As I said at the top of the show, next Monday we will listen to part 2 of Stephanie's experiences and get into her encounters with the iconic paranormal investigators, the Warrens. So as always, guys, thanks for listening, and I hope to have you all back for some more scary stories.